Before we begin, just a quick disclaimer you might encounter strong language. Whoopsie! We also want to be clear that the things we say are our opinions and should no way be taken as medical, health, or dietary advice. We also are aware that we have certain privileged experiences and therefore we are not able to be representative and we don't even aim to be representative of all the things that people have lived and felt that we have not. I'm fat and I wear fitted clothes. So,
I'm fat and I love shoulder and cleavage revealing clothes. So,
I'm fat and my necklines stay low, to the eternal despair of my poor mother. So,
I'm fat and I love the way my ass looks, especially in saris. So,
it's a mighty fine ass, guys. I'm fat and I have style. So,
she so does. I'm fat and I sometimes wolf whistle at myself when I see myself naked in my mirrors. So,
it's getting hot in here, guys. Welcome to Fatso, the podcast where we talk about the joys and sorrows of being fat women in India. Heavy on the joy. I'm Ameya.
And I'm Pallavi, and today we're going to talk about clothes. Our bodies are the way we interact with the world. And clothes, therefore, are such a defining part of our bodies because that's the way the world sees you. Not just that, it's also the way, at least I really feel good when I'm dressed well. And especially in a lot of work situations, it is important, I mean, at least to me, that the styling is right or the styling is good.
Yeah.
And it is absolute torture then, not to be able to find clothes that fit you well, not to be able to find clothes that are representative of, what you want to say about yourself in terms of style or in terms of color, etc. And I guess that's what we really want to talk about today.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the end of December. It is my favoriteest weather for clothes because it is boot, skirts, and leggings weather. I freaking love boots. I love leggings. I love skirts, guys. I can't tell you. I have so many pairs of boots. But my favorite being, of course, leather knee boots, like riding boots, I believe they're called. So much fun. And this is the only kind of weather you can wear them. Sometimes I think I live in Delhi, so I can wear these boots in the winter. However, focusing. It is my favorite weather clothes-wise. But it is also terrifying because it is party weather. I used to work in publishing. And in publishing, December was book launch season and January was Lit Fest season. And there were parties, like 2 parties a week. And you went to them because you had to schmooze and you had to be there. And mother of God, I never had the clothes for it, right? Because I had one dress. I wore it to all the parties. My friends call it my JLF dress.
Oh.
I mean, it's a great dress. It does great things for my boobs. Nice color. It's a good look. But it was like the only option I really had. And obviously, I bought it in the US at Target. I didn't buy it here. And it was so painful because I really wanted to go and buy more clothes and I couldn't. This has been my whole life. When I was in college, I had to buy men's clothes in the winter. Winter was horrible for me because I couldn't wear anything that expressed who I was. And that's the thing. That me, clothes are how you show your personality or not. I mean, if you don't want to do it, don't do it, bro. But it is definitely a big part of how I express myself.
Yeah.
It is a big part of feeling that I'm being true to who I am. And to not even have the option, to not even know that this is who I am, this is who I can be, because there are no clothes that I can wear that would look nice. This is a dress that is so cute, but I'll never make it in my size. What do they make in my size? Salwar kameez, sari, and kaftan. Fuck off. It drives me mad because, as it is, we all hate ourselves. I mean, as it is, we're all trained to hate ourselves as women, to reject ourselves, to think we're ugly, to think we don't fit, to think we don't work. With fatness, you add a whole other gigantic layer on top. And then you try and go into a store and the store is just telling you, it's just telegraphing to you that, go away, we don't serve your kind here, you don't belong here. Yeah. Forget about representation. I'm not even saying have a normal sized body wearing the dress in the shop. You won't even have the size. You won't even have an XL. There is not a store in India that has an XL that has fitted me in 10 years. And I only really ballooned in the last 3 years, okay, guys? I mean, I was perfectly fine before that. And the thing is, the fuckers keep changing the sizes up on you. Because when Max first came to India, their XL fit me just fine. I had loads of Max t-shirts. Now their XL is a sari blouse. Their XL doesn't fit my mum, who used to be an M back in the day. So the stores, they changed the sizing on it. In the West, where sizing is supposed to be standardized, it isn't. If you take 3 stores that are all from the same brand, Banana Republic, Gap, and Old Navy, a size 8 is going to be measured differently in each and every one of them. It's also cuts. There are the kind of cuts that flatter a certain shape, and there are the ones that don't. But no, God forbid we should stock him in that sense. Or darts, my God. Do you know what a difference darts make in Indian clothes? If you're a fat person? No, but most stores won't bother. And it's so messed up. How is it allowed? How is it okay to tell people that they are so strange, how is it possible to reject people so comprehensively, so much, to erase them like this by not having clothes available for them?
But I hear you. And this is my clothes story. The need to be erased, because I had to come to terms with the fact that my parents were fat phobic. So for them, having a fat child, even a chubby child, had to be erased, had to be hidden. And therefore it had to be only dresses and skirts and whatever could hide the fact that I was fat, I wasn't allowed to wear shorts or pants or trousers or leggings. It was only when I was 16 that a friend's mom insisted that my mother take me go shopping for leggings and jeans and trousers. We were in Lagos, and at that time there was this new market which had plus size clothing. And that is when I actually wore something which was fitted to my legs, because before that, everything from my neck below up to my ankles had to be hidden to the world.
But where do you think that came from?
That's what I was saying, that I had to figure out the fact that, my parents were fat phobic. And where it came from was my mom grew up in a thin family, but as a chubbier person. And my mother is beautiful. I mean, if you see photographs of her when she was younger, I tell you, she is film star beautiful, Okay, maybe I shouldn't use that context, but she's really exquisite. And she tells me the story of how she was always fat and chubby and overweight, and how one day when she was walking home from Loreto School in Calcutta to Karnani Mansion in Park Street, and it was a 15-minute walk or something like that, how this man started following her and kept saying the whole way, "Dekho hathi ka bachcha ja raha hai."
What?
"Dekho hathi ka bachcha ja raha hai." And she said he followed her the whole way. But it traumatized her enough. Now look at where the story becomes really wacko. She says, it traumatized me enough for me to go and join swimming lessons and go on diets and have the willpower to lose weight. And I heard this story pretty much from when I was 5-6 years of age. In my head, I used to actually think that maybe somebody should shame me enough for me to go and lose the weight. And it was what my mom used. So a lot of her shaming of me came from her, memory of the fact that she was shamed enough to lose weight.
This is how abuse perpetrates itself.
Absolutely. And I grew up with a mother who was not just beautiful, but also slimmer, also who went on diets and exercise programs and lost the weight. But I was the child who all of this would happen and I would not lose the weight. So skirts, dresses, everything that hid me was my norm. We lived in Lagos, Nigeria, where you didn't get clothes, where we would get weird sort of material, weird sort of prints, and they would be tailored into something that would fit me or cover me or hide me. I actually used to like my school uniforms better than my home clothes.
Aww.
Because my home clothes were just so ugly for me, And then what happened was in school, when we came back to India, I remember going to Rajouri Garden to look for clothes, and it was horrible because the store didn't stock anything my size. My mom was like, "See, I told you so," because it was my initiative to go to a store and find clothes that would fit me. And my mom was like, I told you so. And she was, miserable after that trip. I was crying. And so I made a decision when I was 17 that I would only wear salwar kameez, dupattas sort of clothes. Churidars was like the maximum that I would wear. Despite the fact that we had gone for that shopping trip, we didn't go back to Lagos ever after that. So there was no outlet for me to buy stuff. But at least, you see, I suddenly had the agency of choosing the materials I was wearing, choosing the colors I was wearing, choosing the prints I was wearing. And so that decision of still hiding my body and wearing those Indian clothes, which are actually Benji auntie, relegated to that, unfortunately, actually liberated me in a sense because I had the agency. And add to that saris when I got married, because now it's, thank you, kyunki saas bhi kabhi bahu thi. Saris become acceptable once you get married, or at least that's the way I thought. And, I just had a larger wardrobe. And that was pretty much how I dressed from 23 till I was 35, And I have gone all over the world. I've gone to Japan, Australia, all over the world in my saris and my salwar kameez and churidar outfits. And I would get stared at and people would say, what? And I'd be like, I don't care. At least I feel good in them.
Yeah.
I have gone to gyms, aerobic classes, the works in salwar kameez. Okay? Because I just couldn't think of wearing anything else. And therefore, when my whole liberation happened in 2014, the first thing I did was to go to a store and buy lingerie.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to La Senza, which doesn't stock my size.
Does not mine either.
But I found bra extenders. The sales girl there was really sweet and she said, ma'am, use this. And it was a miracle.
Tell me more.
I wear bras.
What is a bra extender?
A bra extender is this line of hooks. And you can have 2 or 3 or 4 bra extenders, as many as you want. And you can have a sexy, frilly, super bra.
Oh, okay. See, my problem is not that the hooks are not enough. It's that the cups are too small. But okay.
Okay, well.
That doesn't help me. Okay.
I don't have that.
Continue.
But mine is not the biggest cup size in La Senza. So maybe you should try this out.
No, I've checked out La Senza. Mine... Guys, too much information. But, in school they used to ask you for your size, your cup size, the boys, remember? No? Okay, wow. My school was apparently shockingly more scandalous than yours in this one way. But I am like a double D or an E or something like that. Mm-hmm. The only place that has them is Marks and Spencer's. But more on that later.
But try out Zivame.
Yeah, nope, never fits.
No?
Horrible, so uncomfortable.
Oh gosh, okay, well... Lucky me then. Well, I can't find panties in my size.
Jockey
it's really
XL?
hard.
Double XL?
I haven't tried Jockey, so
Double
I
X
should
online.
try that. Okay, so look at this.
Thank
you for this episode. But you know what? I think, one thing which has been a saving grace in my life is Auntie Sadhna.
Yes.
My best friend's mum.
Yes.
And she has this boutique called Shloka India, where she even curates the materials, which is awesome. And now I'm just so used to tailored clothing. But the fun thing is that I go onto Pinterest and all these other sites and look at thin women and the kind of clothes that I like. So I do like drapes and flows and, I just have that whole feminine thing going. So I find all of these clothes and I get her to make it in my size. And she's amazing because she'll put the darts in the right places.
Yeah.
And she'll make it a little extra long here or a little extra short there or whatever else she needs to do to make those thin people clothes look good. And that's what I've been doing on my Instagram handle, putting the thin picture that I find and putting my version of things. The other thing, you spoke about winter wear.
Yeah.
You won't believe it, but from when I was 16 or 17 till I was 31 or 32, until I went to Brussels, basically, I only had 3 sweaters and a bunch of shawls to keep me warm in winter. I would actually go out and be cold if I had to be fashionable in a sari.
Well, I think a lot of women do that.
Yeah. Yes, but that was because I couldn't find my size of sweater and stuff. And Brussels, oh my God, Europe. It just opened up this world to me where.
Northern Europe. I'll
All
tell you about Spain in a
right.
bit.
Okay. Well, it just opened up this world to me where I found these beautiful sweaters and coats and jackets and boots and leggings, and I wear stockings till my knees. And I just love that winter wear and dressing. And now I have a whole cupboard full of all of this because I also love shopping at ASOS.
Yeah, yeah.
So now my clothes story is like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, and I have this variety of things that I'm willing to try out and wear and dresses and pants and everything. But yeah, that's how it started.
With me as a kid, Mama, I love you. I mean, my mother was never typically desi mom in any way, and she wore whatever she wanted. She wore jeans and flannel shirts and denim shirts, and she probably wore men's shirts because that's what she found when she was in college, and she thought they were comfortable and they fit her for the rest of her life.
Super cool.
So it was never a thing to wear Indian clothes. I always wore whatever, right? So, and when I went to college and I needed to get warm clothes for Delhi, I had to buy pants size 40 at the Lee store in the men's section. They fit me really badly.
Ouch.
My shirts were shirts that my dad used to send me from Indonesia because he worked for this garment factory. And they were all men's shirts. My jackets, my sweaters were all made for men. And believe me, there is a reason why men and women have different sections. You actually can't just switch the clothes around because they just fit your shape differently.
Yeah.
Right? So I'd have all this flopping in the top where my boobs hadn't grown in that much yet. So there was like all this man's chest space which was empty. And then they go so over my tummy, which my tummy was blowing up and my butt was blowing up. And like by the time I got a shirt that was big enough for that, I'd be swimming in it at the top. It was ridiculous. I still had my shirts unbuttoned quite a lot because apparently that's a thing for me. But I was miserable. I was mistaken for a boy all the time. I'd be sitting in a DTC bus in the ladies' seat and some auntie would smack me on the head and be like, "Chalo, chalo, utho, lady seat hai."
Oh God.
And then I would turn around and be like, "Hum bhi ladies hai." And then give them the seat because I was so humiliated. And this happened in class once. That a visiting professor, I said something and he said, he has an excellent point. And the whole class burst out laughing. And of course I laughed with them. But it was humiliating and horrifying, right? But then I discovered Janpat and Sarojini, though more Janpat than Sarojini because for some reason Janpat had more larger size clothes. And I just swung into wearing these flowy skirts with kurtas.
Lovely.
Well before Preeti Zinta and Lakshya, just FYI. And it became what I would wear in the summer. Of course, I wore salwar kameez as well, but I never wore dupattas. And then I started doing my own thing with the salwar kameez, where I do black kurtas with colored salwars, which my mother was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Shh. How can you make a salwar?" Shh. So
You're ahead of your times, babe.
I know I am. It's true. I really am a fashion avant-garde thingamajig. So I loved wearing saris. And my mom taught me to wear them really young, and I've always been totally cool with them. I hate petticoats. And then I discovered this wonderful, wonderful thing called the Sari series. Look it up online. It is a series it's a project that was made showing the different ways that different communities in India drape saris. There are a redonkulous number of options. And guess what? Pretty much nobody wears petticoats. Or blouses. Because both of these were British. These were the Victorian sensibility that was outraged at the idea that these women were walking around without petticoats. So they started wearing petticoats and they started putting blouses on. Otherwise, it was all just one garment that you tied up. So now I don't wear petticoats when I wear saris. And it's fabulous.
My God,
it's
you've
so
just given me an
liberating.
idea.
There's so much space for your legs. You're not trapped by like extra kapda and like this other thing that the sari itself actually is quite. Because of the pleats, it has a lot of give, right? It's got ghair. But in a petticoat, does not have ghair unless you get a specially made ghairy one, which I don't. So it was amazingly liberating to start doing that, which is what I do now. But then, of course, with my life, everything changed when I moved to New York. And then I discovered Old Navy and Target. And I was wearing corduroy trousers, corduroy pants, and short skirts and dresses and whatever I wanted to wear. And that's when I realized that just because my whole life I had been told that as a fat woman I wasn't supposed to wear stylish clothes, it didn't mean it was true. And then when I came back to India, I was on a quest. After that, I've always managed to find tailors. There's this man in Vasant Kunj who is my god. Who's my god, and now the god of many women in my lives, who makes the most fantastic dresses. And he will see a picture and copy it. I will give him a sample and say, change this, that, and he'll copy it. It's amazing. And I have this amazing wardrobe, and it's all because of him. He makes me pants also. He makes me shorts. He makes me anything. It's not cheap though. So there is a privilege attached to the fact that I can afford these clothes. It's not cheap to shop in Target. It's cheap to shop in Target if you earn in dollars, but not here. My sister buys me clothes as presents and stuff like that, which is great. But I still, like, if I need if I need workout pants, my sister has to buy them and ship them from the US. So when I lived in Spain, coming to Europe, and how all of Europe is not good with fat people. Spain has no sizes over, I think, UK 14. I'm a UK 20, like pushing really hard. No, let's be honest. My bottom half is like a UK 26. So I was screwed because there was nothing that I could wear. And I bought some stuff and all, but I was in business school. I had to come up with all these clothes. I had limited luggage allowance, so I didn't take that much with me. And I had to like have these clothes ready. And there's no Marks and Spencers in Spain. I was so confident there would be, because even in India, when I had to emergency buy clothes for a business school interview, it was at Marks and Spencers. I was screwed. I finally found this one store called CNA, and they had like pants in my size and stuff, which I have. So if I still want to buy pencil skirts or pants or shorts or denim skirts, I still have to do that abroad. And I realize it's a great privilege, right? So underwear, as Pallavi already knows, and all of you already know now, I discovered I just buy it online on Jockey. Though apparently, I apparently wear them too tight. I don't know. Someone said something on that to me once.
Good Lord.
When it comes to lingerie, no, there's nothing. Again, it's like desperately shop when you're in the US, right? There's this brand called Aerie, I think, that I found once in some mall in San Francisco, and I always try to go to that mall now. Marks and Spencer is where I have to buy my bras, and Marks and Spencer bras are aunty as fuck.
Terrible.
And and the nice ones will not be in like my size because I have a large cup, right? And the other thing with bras is they have underwire, and then when you're fat, and then they poke in the corners, and they poke in your they poke my chest, they poke my stomach, they poke my sides, they poke my arms where my arms are resting on the side. They hurt my breasts. I have wheals. I have welts. I'm like, why is this clothing hurting me so much? Why is this clothing hating me so much? And there are things that I want to wear that I still can't. Like, I want to wear stockings. I love stockings. Stockings are so sexy. Can't wear stockings because my ass don't fit in them. And then, I sit down and they roll down, and then, oh God, it's just a nightmare. I actually went to plus size places in the US last time to try and buy stockings, because leggings are nice, but they're not dressy.
Yeah.
Like, if you really need to go for a job interview in the West, you better be wearing stockings. I have one pair, and that's it. That's the only one. And I live in terror of it ever getting a snag or a tear or something, because then I'm screwed.
Yeah.
Because I have nothing else. It's a real mindfuck. I mean, I like my clothes. I enjoy my style. I dress. I wear what I want, and I make it a point. But it was a hard fight to come here, and there are still parts of it that don't work, and there are still plenty of times when I feel like shit about it.
Yeah.
But either way, other people always have something to say about my clothes. Hannah?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, in one sense, I've been really lucky, because right from the beginning, I've always been told, oh my God, I love what you're wearing, or you're accessorized it well, or because I do makeup and stuff. And, so I've always got compliments about the way I look, but there are always those underhanded compliments for your size. You look good.
Jeez.
Or you have such a pretty face, so you end up looking good. Or this makes you look thinner. Like, I've actually had people come to me and say, you should only wear saris because you look so much thinner in saris. And I've told them that, listen, I wear 2 weeks of saris now, back to back, and I wear something else, you'll say, oh, you look so much thinner in black.
100% happens to me as well.
Yeah. So that underhanded thing about compliments is something I dislike. Now, though, I found, and that's why I keep saying this is an inside job, because I'm wearing these clothes that are not necessarily hiding me, or, that are are more lower necklines.
Not fat person clothes.
Yeah, not fat person clothes.
Also
Thank
known
you
as
so
thin
much.
person clothes.
Thank you so much. And I actually get real compliments, that you look good without the whole size thing. Of course, it does happen then when I say, hey, why don't you go to my stylist? Or why don't you check out this style? Or shall I send you a picture and would you like to get it made? Like, oh, no, maybe my arms won't look so good in it, even though you can, you're okay with it.
Right? That whole you can carry it off. But
Yeah.
no size.
Yeah. So that still like bothers me. But yeah, I mean, at least, the dialogue has changed.
I mean,
over
with
here.
me, it is literally that people are surprised to see me in a thin person's clothes. It's like I'm walking down the street and they're like, no, fat person in thin person. What? Fat person in thin person clothes? What? Call the police! Call the police! Right? It's ridiculous the way that people stare at me. I could be wearing anything. I have some of these heavily, sanskari outfits, like full 3/4 sleeve kurta, full dupatta, bindi, salwar, juti. I'm walking on the road, people stare at me. Because it's style. I'm not walking there. I'm owning my space.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed of my body. And when it comes to makeup, people are like, I could never wear red lipstick. I'm like, girlfriend, that's what I told myself for 15 years.
Yeah.
You can wear any damn lipstick you want. Just wear it. Just wear it. And it's so nice. I swear to God, nothing can dress up an outfit like red lipstick. Back in 2014, when I was doing this dating thing, I was meeting this guy who was in Delhi for 2 days or something, and I got the day wrong. I thought I was meeting him on Thursday, and he was meeting me on Wednesday. And I just gone to office. I worked in publishing. I was literally in clown pajamas and a random top. And he messages me as I'm leaving work. He's like, okay, so I'll see you in Hoskas Village in an hour and a half. And I'm like, what? We're meeting tomorrow. He's like, no, we're meeting today. I'm like, shit. So I just went straight to Hoskas Village. But guess what? I had red lipstick in my handbag. Put it on. I felt like $1 million.
You bet.
So, just don't buy into that stuff. Of course, disclaimer, I am buying into the idea that if I buy red lipstick made by a big company, it'll make me feel good about myself. But hey, I'm only human.
There is this whole messaging about makeup and fat women, about how, our type of faces should not have too much
Round
makeup on
face.
them, round face. And I had this whole thing in my head of if I do up my eyes, I can't do up my lips.
Yes.
And my mom used to tell me, do up your eyes only, don't do up your lips, because your lips are where the fatty bits are. And I have really nice lips, okay? Cupid's bow
she
and
really
all
does.
of that. So I think and then I saw Rekha, okay, at one of these awards. And she had beautiful eyes and she had bright lips. It was red or maroon or something. And I was like, damn, I'm going to be her. And so I completely changed my whole makeup game, where I would do bright eyes and I would do bright lips. And now it's called something. It's called I don't know. It's called I forget, but
If you know, tweet us.
yeah. No. I've put it on my Instagram handle. So it's just gone from my mind right now. But the whole makeup thing and accessories. Oh my God. I don't find accessories in my size.
What? Earrings?
No, earrings, yes, but I don't find necklaces, or I don't find belts, or
Belts? Yeah.
as
Belt to bhul hi jao.
you said, boots. I mean, I don't find anything that goes up beyond my ankle or a little above that. So there's a whole lot of this stuff as well, which
Yeah.
we don't get in our size. And
Yeah.
I'm doing the air quotes.
And I mean,
now.
when it comes to saris also, let's be honest, we act like saris are one size fits all. They're not.
No, they're
I
not.
need a sari to be 6 meters or more because of the fact that it has to go around my butt.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll either get like a really small pleat or a really small pallu or 2 pleats. Right? And
Yeah.
it just doesn't work. So it's not necessarily as simple as we think it is.
But I have to tell you something. So I wear saris 2-3 times a week. And I have got all my blouses, padded blouses. So I literally have to wear bras only 4 times a week.
I'll let you in on a little secret, girlfriend. I wear bras once a week. Put one on today just for you.
We need to have this chat outside of this room.
My apologies to all my friends who are listening, who don't already know this, which is like, I think 2 of you. So,
Well, I didn't know.
okay,
I'm
one of
not
you.
your friend. Anyway.
Okay, but let's talk about some of the stuff we can get. Okay, like so, most of my clothes, my Western clothes, come from the US. In Delhi, there are a few guys in Sarojini who will have bigger size tops and really nice dresses. I bought some great dresses in Sarojini. Otherwise, there's Marks and Spencer's. Though I must admit that when I moved to Delhi in 2018 and I had no winter clothes and I was like, and I went to an M&S sale and I was stunned and delighted to see they had quite a few non-auntie clothes. So that seemed to be something that's slightly changing. And there is another store. It's not ProMod. It's another one of those big guys who have...
Revolution.
No, God, no. It's not a plus size chain. I hate Revolution. It's just like a bunch of like kaftans.
I shop in Revolution for winter clothes.
But that's
They're
you,
not
baby.
that bad.
That's you, baby.
Yes,
Not me.
true.
There's another big chain that has a plus size range where I got a leather jacket last year.
We need to go shopping together.
Yes, but first we have to record podcast episodes. So that's the thing. But mainly it seems like it's online. I mean, Eshakti is finally in India. Eshakti is amazing but expensive. 3.5 grand for a dress. But my God, that dress will be worth it. So worth it, guys. Because they customize, they change the style, they do necklines, hemlines, sleeve lengths as you wish. And the clothes are great.
ASOS sales for winter jackets, winter clothes, etc.,
So
etc.
in Spain, I used to try and buy on ASOS. Nothing really worked for me. So I stopped.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, ASOS winter clothes only.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
None of their skirts or I just can't deal with it. And actually, their material is not very good for their summer clothes and stuff. So I get all my jeggings and leggings and stuff like that on ASOS, and I get my winter clothes on ASOS. As I said, Zivame works for me for bras and stuff like that. And that's pretty much it. The rest, I get everything tailored because I don't find anything.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I found a guy who's even willing to tailor denim and corduroy. So I have some experiments coming up for this winter.
Oh my God, I am totally coming shopping with you.
Okay. No
Okay.
problem. I think to end, I would like to say that, I mean, to put an appeal out there, right?
Yeah.
Basically, just try to be more inclusive. If you work for a clothing brand, talk to people, make a noise, ask for stuff. Like, remember that we exist, guys. And you know, a lot of us have money, because guess what? We didn't have a social life in school and college. So we were studying really hard. And we all got really good MBAs and jobs. And we have money to spend. Okay. So
Yes.
remember that.
And you can, I mean, work with the sizing. You know, maybe it's something you can have various levels of sizing or layers of sizing. I really don't know. But maybe include us in the conversation because we've had so much experience making our clothes, customizing our clothes, that we might actually help. So anyone working in any of these stores, really, I mean...
Yeah, Fab India. I mean, Fab India used to have okay sizes, but they don't anymore, for example.
Yeah, you know where to find us. And what should we do for now these next 2 weeks?
Hey, I think, so once, some years ago, a friend of mine called Avantika, she was doing this really cute fashion blog, and she wanted to do this thing called Wear What You Want Wednesdays. So she asked a bunch of women to volunteer, and she would ask us to tell her what we would never wear, and then she would dress us in that and style us and photograph us. Now, of course, this was like a photo shoot.
All right.
So it's like super hot, sexy, la da da da. But it was a very... Like, what I wore was a long black dress that was high-necked and clung to my whole body. It was terrifying. But I looked fucking good, and not just in the fancy pictures. So I am going to put up a picture of me in that dress, and the hashtag is wear what you want.
All right.
Okay? So if you guys could all think of something you've always wanted to wear, or you like to wear by yourself at home and are scared to put out there, put it out there and see. You'll realize that you look amazing.
And if there's any one of you out there who's a photographer or a stylist and would like to work on something like this, get in touch with us. We never know what other collaborations and projects we can come up with.
Absolutely. And to do that, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Fatso Podcast. You can also write to us at fatsopodcast@gmail.com.
And it's spelled FATSOPODCAST.
Guys, if you don't know this by now, I mean, I just can't even.
New listeners?
True. New listeners. Hey, new listeners, we love you. So, Okay, then. I guess we will see you in the new year. Enjoy your clothes. Enjoy your winter parties. Remember to have fun and that you always look fabulous. This week's show was recorded at Mancha Media. Our music was written by Anand Sharma. Our photographs were taken by Suraj Ajit Kumar. Our logo was made by Yash. And this will most likely be produced by Ameya.
Ameya, Ameya, Ameya.